So here we go again. We're going to be talking about Microsoft buying studios. I know a lot of you getting tired of this, and to a point I am too. It does look like that, there is a studio that might be open to being purchased by Microsoft. It's a relatively new studio, but it has a lot of relevancy to what's going on in the past of Microsoft and what they really lack. Let's get straight into it. Before we get on with the video though, definitely hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content, and don't forget to go there at Twitter, follow me at LordAddictILP. Without any further ado, let's talk about the studio that I personally feel like Microsoft should buy. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you with another video. As you can see in the intro, we're going to be talking about a particular studio that I feel like Microsoft has been lacking and that they really do need to pounce on this. If this is available, maybe they've already bought it, maybe they're working some kind of timed exclusive or full-blown exclusive with this company. At the very least, I feel like they should bring this in as a second-party studio for the Xbox brand. And you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to third-party title exclusives or timed exclusives and second-party exclusives in general, because I feel like that is bleeding resources away from the studios that Microsoft currently has. We know that Microsoft currently has 23 first-party studios after they bought Bethesda, so I would particularly like as many resources diverted to those studios, not necessarily something on the outer skirts. But it's going to be a while before we start seeing a lot of these studios that Microsoft has bought and the games that they are making, so I can understand if they step out a little bit and fill in some of these gaps. So warning, right now I'm going to try to pronounce this individual's name. It is definitely a Japanese name, and you guys know how I can't pronounce anything. I might not even pronounce it. You know what? I'm gonna just put it on the screen. So yeah, you guys can pronounce that. I'm not gonna try to butcher this man's name. But this individual was one of the original founders of Team Ninja. The people that make Neo. That game, for the most part, has always been a PlayStation exclusive. We might see it come to the PC after a certain amount of time when the original dropped on the PlayStation. But this company has always been a thorn to Microsoft, in my opinion, and they make quality games that really gravitate towards the PlayStation audience, and at the very least they're good games to at least pick up if you have the console, not necessarily something you would go out to buy the console. Now, this individual did a interview and they asked him a lot of blunt questions about the industry in general. Now, we're not going to really go into the interview itself. Now, I will put the link of the Facebook article that he posted on his Facebook with these question and answers in the description, so you can go read all the questions. It's actually a really good read. He goes into a lot of how the Japanese cultural responded to Microsoft trying to come in the industry and exactly what happened. And he actually had some negatives about Microsoft, but there was a lot of positives in this article itself. Now, I know a lot of you asking, Addict, they have a lot of studios. Microsoft has 23 first-party studios. There's a lot more different talent out there that I feel like they should pick up, and not necessarily this individual studio. Now, I completely agree with you. There's a lot of talent out there, but Microsoft has a lot of talent in different areas, and I feel like they need to be more diverse than they are current. Now, this studio is a Japanese studio, and they don't really have any of that. If any, they have the one studio that they got from Bethesda that's not even their studio yet, the people that make The Evil Within. So if they're able to pick this studio up and the Bethesda deal goes completely through, which we pretty much know that deal is done, they'll have two studios. And I think, this kind of genre is a big genre. We can't act like the JRPGs and the Japanese studios in general isn't something to try to get multiple of and not necessarily one. And you guys know how I am. I am very selfish when it comes to the kind of games that I want, and this individual is one of the people responsible for Ninja Gaiden. And I think that Microsoft, Xbox in general, needs this type of game. For instance, Microsoft hasn't had their own Bloodborne. Microsoft doesn't get their own Neo. These type of games are lacking on the Xbox platform, and Microsoft needs to do more to get these type of games. I feel like the moment they pick this dude up, I don't know if they could ever get the Ninja Gaiden license from Team Ninja, but if they can, let them reboot the Ninja Gaiden. But if they cannot get the license to Ninja Gaiden, let them go ahead and make a spiritual successor to the game. We need our own Neo. We need that game that, is that hardcore game that is that kind of Dark Souls vibe. We don't have that at all. For the most part, we have a lot of diverse library, but I do feel like this is a genre that Microsoft kind of needs to get in a little bit. And he has a little experience with a head-to-head fights with the Dead or Alive franchise. franchise. So, you know, maybe you wanted him to have, you know, a second team to be working on Killer Instinct. Now, I don't know how it's exactly going to work because I know a lot of people are real fans of Killer Instinct, and you probably don't want them working on that. I'm just throwing that out there to make it a little bit more of a sell that they can work on more than one studio for the Microsoft brand. Now, maybe they're going to need a little bit of time if Microsoft did buy them to get exactly how they want to make games, get a good rhythm with, you know, potentially Microsoft letting them hire new people. Let them pick up some of Rare's old IPs and rebrand them and remake them to the new age, kind of like a Bluepoint does. But don't let them make old games for the rest of their life like Bluepoint. I would like them to be in charge of their own stuff. You know, for instance, if they can get the Ninja Gaiden, let them rebrand Ninja Gaiden, let them remake that, bring that out to the new era, make it just as hard as people remember. And I think people will really gravitate towards a Ninja Gaiden. I definitely butchered that, but you know what, I'm not going to even edit that out. We're going to move on. That is going to be your entertainment, knowing that Addict can't pronounce anything in this world. But you know, it's like I said, I do honestly feel like Microsoft needs a more diverse library when it comes to JRPGs, and that's why I feel like, you know, purchasing Ikuai Games, or Itikuai Games, I'm gonna put that in the you know, the screen. I definitely butchered that. That's his studio's name. You know, it's like I said, he's a founding member of Team Ninja, and he's definitely a big name. I think it would be, it wouldn't maybe be the equivalent to having, you know, the people who make Death Stranding. I don't think it would be quite that big, but I think it would be a big studio for Microsoft to buy, especially if he's open to it, because I'm going to read you a little part of the questions that he was asked at this interview, and this is what happened. Question: what if Microsoft said they want to make your company one of Microsoft's studios? Answer: this is what he said to that question. Haha, I would start again with questions that I made to Seamus Black 2 decades ago. Back then I asked him, are you confident that you can beat the PS2? He said yes. Xbox is called Project Midway, so I'm assuming that was the original name for Microsoft that before they announced Xbox, and I'll gain the supremacy with. That's why I trusted him and actually created Xbox exclusive games for about 10 years. 20 years have passed since then, and I established my own company, which once again, I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm not butchering it twice. I've already butchered it once. It's not Techno, it's not Valhalla. I know Microsoft is still aggressive, and if they reach out to me, it would be an honor for me. So as you can see, the question was revolved around Microsoft Studios. So I think he definitely would sell his company and the talent that's related to his company. I don't know how big the company is, but I do feel like there's potential here. I feel like this is something that Microsoft should look into, or at the very least make it a second party studio until they really get a good sense what kind of output, what kind of quality games this studio could get. Now, I honestly just feel like Microsoft needs more presence around the world, and this would be a good one to get another company into the Japanese market, make more Japanese type games. I myself want them to buy something like Mistwalker because I like the turn-based games, but I understand that that's my world, that's Addict's world. You know, I could see this studio making more sense in the long run because they have, you know, a little bit of experience making the head-to-head fighters, and they have experience making games like Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden, however you guys want to pronounce that. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm kind of curious on your opinion on this. Do you think this is something Microsoft should even look at? Do you think this is something Microsoft needs? Clearly they got a lot of studios now. They probably don't necessarily need the studio, but I do think it's, like I said, they're a diverse studio that has made multiple genres. Well, this studio hasn't made genres, but the founder of this studio has had a lot of practice and a lot of experience in these type of genres, and I feel like it would benefit Microsoft. And considering they just started out, I don't know if it would cost them a whole lot of money, but definitely put in that comment section below what you guys think. This is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.